On my right-hand side, we have Shannon Shaggy King. Shannon's the world K1 champion at his time, was also the Australian light middleweight champion, and he had to give that title up through injury. But on September the 3rd, on Angelo Di Carlo's promotion, he goes for the title once again. And Shaggy, how are you feeling for the fight, mate? You must be pretty well up for it.
Yeah, well, this time I've had probably a little bit more prep than I normally have.
Yep.
So I'm pretty busy with other stuff, so I don't get the 3-month camps that most athletes do.
Yeah.
But I've at least probably had a good 5 solid weeks preparing for this, which is probably more than normal. So I'll probably be fitter than I've ever been.
Actually, the word I hear is that you rarely ever get much time to train for your fights because you're always so busy, like you're running 2 businesses as well, and you're looking after other fighters, so time for Shaggy King is sort of pretty much at a minimum.
Well, we actually now have 81 active fighters at Corporate Box. Some are amateurs, some are pros. I think we have at this stage probably about 31 pro fighters registered, so I'm taking care of their bloods, their regos, their flights to go away, their flights to come back, how they get from the gym to the airport, everything. So yeah, we're really, really busy. So.
Now you're fighting Ray Ontalate. Now that's going to be at the Eaton's Hill on Angelo Di Carlo's Ace Boxing Promotions.
Yep, that's it's live on Foxtel as well on the Wednesday night. I kind of owe Ray a bit of a favour because when I won the Australian title, I went to defend it against Craig Hill Jr. and I tore my ab 2.5 centimetres and cartilage from my rib, so I had to pull out. So because it's live on Fox, I didn't want to do the promoter any injustice, so I handed the belt back, and Ray Ontalate and Craig Hill fought for it, and so Ray took it on a week's notice, and they had a draw. So no one got the belt, but it doesn't come back to me. So I had to then try to go to Orange to fight for it against Sam RC. There was a little bit of controversy there we won't go into. The AMBF demanded a rematch with him and me, and he didn't want it, so he's handed the belt back in. So now the favour's getting thrown back to Ray Ontalate that stepped in at last minute for me last time. The
big fight of the year could be when you fight Toby Smith later this year.
I'm excited for that. I'm fighting boxing on the 3rd of September, then I'm fighting full Thai on the 4th of October on Preacher Fight Night, and then hopefully before the end of the year the Toby one. The deal I've been offered, I've accepted. Now the promoter, Pride and Glory, I think he's just trying to work out a date.
Oh, cool. You know? Just incidentally, the 4th of October, who are you matched up with?
Well, the one that I've been told that I've matched up with, but obviously could change to then, is a guy that just got a 1-second knockout in Thailand in Thai fight.
Yeah.
It was a little bit controversial as well, where he tapped gloves and actually push kicked the guy in the face and knocked him out within one. So a bit of a bad sportsmanship / knockout. You know?
Yeah, it's probably not quite the done thing.
No, I'd be keen to give him a lesson for that.
I'll tell you, this fight was Toby, like all your fights, like I've been watching you fight for 15 years and you've never not shown up mentally for a fight. But the one with Toby, he's the big dog in the Muay Thai yard at the moment. And that's going to be one you're really pumped up for. Like being a young fella, it's probably a little bit difficult to trade with him, but I'm sure you're the sort of bloke who'll have other plans. Not that you have to divulge them at the moment.
No, well, I watched John Wayne versus Toby, and I think John Wayne's the same age as me. Actually, might be a little bit older, so I'm a little bit younger than John Wayne. But I think John Wayne's game plan was wrong. He went in trying to punch on with a young kid. You know what I mean? So I think you just need to use skill against Toby. That's your only chance of winning.
With the Corporate Box Gym, and this is one of the good things about what you fellas are doing. Like I know with my dojo, we get stuck having to train guys at a set time. And if they can't make it, well, they can't train. Unfortunately, I lost a great talent in Jake Lund in that way, who obviously came to you fellas and has kicked some enormous goals since. But having a 24-hour gym, the Thai trainers coming over, you've got Azza helping you, people like Preacher there who are fighting as well. It must be a pretty good advantage for you.
I've always been into business, so I've always been busy. I'm always into houses. I like property. I like that kind of thing as well. But I still want to be a fighter. But at Nuggets, he would turn up for you every day, not disputing that, really, really good. But being in business, I couldn't turn up every day, you know? So I'd have to try to fight at the top level, and then sometimes I wouldn't be able to, like I was telling you before when I fought Dale the Damager, 2 weeks out from the fight, I train twice.
Yeah,
you know
that's
what I
right.
mean? So then,
It's just not enough.
Yeah, so I built Corporate Box because our sport doesn't have enough money yet. You know what I mean? So I built Corporate Box so you could concentrate on work, you could concentrate on providing for your family, and there's always going to be hours where you can still get training in.
And as far as businesses go, you've got one that's a little bit different, opening a barbershop, and everybody who's anybody in the fight game knows having your hair done right is second only in importance to your walkout music. Yeah. And it's pretty good to have a barbershop right next door to where you are.
How that came about is we actually own the property next door as well, and it was vacant for a while, and then I was racking my brain thinking what would go good with the gym. And as you said, I was thinking about all the boys getting haircuts and,
that's right.
and all the new, well, I used to be shaggy, not so shaggy anymore, but these new haircuts, you're getting done every 2 weeks, you know what I mean? So the boys don't have to travel to the gym, travel to there to get done and do all of this. We've built one next door. It's really good, it's really popular. We've had Jess, she just got her hair done before her last fight. She got a big shave up the side. I think it's going to be big. It's already really busy.
It's definitely a vacation with plenty of fringe benefits, I'd imagine.
Well, you'd be more than welcome to come in for a free shave.
I need it too, don't worry. Be picking up all the trimmings for sure, Shaggy. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank Shaggy to take his time out. Like, he's training for big fights. He's running 2 gyms, 2 businesses, and he's still taking his time out to come to the Sledgehammer Fight Show. Shaggy, good luck on the 3rd. We'll all be watching in Australia too.
Thanks, mate.
And that's it for today's show. But before we go, Angelo DiCarlo has told me he's willing to give away 10 free tickets to the fights on September the 3rd at Eaton's Hill. The first 10 people to get onto the Sledgehammer Fight Show page and contact myself or Angelo will get the tickets.